Short and sweet. Yeah, we don't want to drag it out. We won't drag it out for you, but now I got to sing along to this song because you know I love this shit. I make up my lyrics randomly. So we're starting with Dragon Ball music today, but kind of a hybrid episode.
Hybrid?
Yeah, ideally I would have done 2 separate episodes, but I've only got one friend, and it's you, and I can only convince that person to come around once every 2 weeks. So a little irregularity on the episodes, similar to Jimmy's bowel movements.
What?
Bam, 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 bam. We're going to be talking about My Hero Academia Season 4 premiere. It happened about a week ago at this point. We were recording this on Thursday night, and then we're going to talk about Super Dragon Ball Hero episode 16 just dropped a couple of days ago. And you guys know that I'm not really one for Super Dragon Ball Hero, but all things considered, this episode was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It had some cool, like, oh shit moments.
Yeah, right.
Which it makes it, I mean, that's basically Super Dragon Ball Heroes is like a string of oh shit moments.
Yeah.
Most of those oh shit moments don't land very well, but the ones in this one landed pretty well today. So
yeah,
we'll talk about that in a moment. But we got a couple of housekeeping items.
Housekeeping.
Guess what?
What?
2 weeks time. Gonna be a weekend. November 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 1, 2, 3. What you gonna be?
I don't know where.
We're going to Rhode Island Comic Con this year, man.
Yeah, dude. I've always wanted to go. I've never been.
It's crazy to me that you haven't been at all.
Yeah.
So November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Rhode Island Comic Con taking place at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, the Rhode Island Convention Center, and I believe the Omni Hotel is the 3rd building this year. You're going to be having additional panels in rooms, and I think it's the Omni. It's one of the hotels. I believe it's that one. It's even bigger than it's been any previous years. I mean, they just continue to grow year over year, and we will be there.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not doing a panel this year. I thought real hard and real hard about doing a panel similar to the episode that we did a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you listened to it. Me and Feds did it. It's mainly just me yelling at Feds about All Might and Superman and Goku. But like a kind of like a 40-minute whatever condensed version of that podcast. And I would make like some PowerPoint slides. I got a projector. I recorded it as a podcast episode so I could take some Q&A. But way too much work. I'm already stretched a little too thin. So I know that I can't do it, but we will be there for press purposes. So we'll meet Jimmy, and Carlton will be there. I don't know if Carlton realizes that he's going. I think he does. I think he just assumes.
Yeah.
Like, I was worried if I didn't put him on the press pass this year that he wouldn't say anything to me until like the day before, and he'd be like, "So, you got my press pass, bitch?" Like, he's that kind of dude. You got me one last year. What the hell? But yeah, basically, Jimmy, you get a press pass, but all you have to do is walk around and hand out Dragon Ball Super Dope stuff to
nice
people who are looking like Dragon Ball or anime fans. So yeah, we'll be at Rhode Island Comic Con. If you are going to be there, let us know. Maybe we can meet up, have a beer, say what's up.
Yeah.
Shake your hand. Say, thanks for listening. Stupid stuff like that. I don't care. Maybe you don't want to meet up. That's cool too. But if you do, hit us up on Twitter, on the Twitter at DBSuperDope1. Also, speaking of Twitter, Dwight Schrute has me saying it Tweeter. Yeah. I wish I had a Tweeter account. And I do. It's at DBSuperDope #1. And today, I finally earned a reputable Dragon Ball content creator follow back from one of my favorite content creators on the YouTubes. And his name is Mr. Fusion. Lance, thanks for the follow, man. You're probably not listening to this. Man, do I appreciate that follow. It means more than you know.
Right.
He's one of the best content creators on YouTube, in all seriousness. He knows Dragon Ball better than most people on God's green earth. If you need extra Dragon Ball content to go watch, make sure you go watch his Dragon Ball Dissected series, where he breaks down each individual chapter of the Dragon Ball manga. I believe he's well into like the late stages of the Cell games at this point. And just, unabashed authenticity in his analysis, and he's not always kind. Like, he loves Dragon Ball through and through, but man, when he rips it really well, and I think that's what I keep showing up for. So thanks for the follow today, Lance. I appreciate you.
Nice.
So what do you want to do first, My Hero or Dragon Ball Heroes?
My Hero.
My Hero. So, in typical, anime fashion, season premiere, you're getting a recap episode. Purposes are pretty obvious. Hey, what's up? Welcome aboard. Catch up on our story real quick so that way you all buy our toys. So, Jimmy, you've watched a couple of episodes of this here and there, but how many would you say? Like 2, 3?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I was just confused by it, to be honest.
You were confused about the episodes you watched or the ones that we watched today?
The ones I watched before.
All right. Well, do you remember anything about the ones that you watched previously?
Yeah, that big dude lost his powers or something and became some skinny dude.
And everyone's real worried about him finding out.
Yeah, he looks like he's been strung out for 20 years.
Yeah, that's not the case though. Isn't that wild? So now that you watched season 4 today, or season 4, episode 1, I gotta say, this is a very common thing for animes to just kind of, like I said, reset, get everybody on board. But the way that this one is framed is actually pretty interesting. Most of the time it'll be like, hey, what's up, random visitor? Let me tell you all about this stuff. And then they'll catch you up through via a photo album or some whack shit like that. This one today actually had kind of an interesting story. I said it on the last episode we did. I'm not reading the manga for this, so I don't really know what to expect. A couple of things have been ruined for me, but for the most part, I don't know what to expect. So seeing this journalist character today from the fucking the Juko News, or the fuck it's called. Yeah, Juko News, and Taneo Tokuda. I didn't know what to expect from this character, but ultimately at the end we see that he's kind of inconsequential. But before we even get there, I gotta say, the new opening song for My Hero, I know that this doesn't mean anything to you, Jimmy, because you haven't binge listened to several of these songs on repeat 1,000 times like I have, but new OP's pretty good, man. New opening song's pretty good. Closing song's pretty good. I'm down with it. Weirdly, I've been jamming with the band that does the opening tunes. Been jamming with them on Spotify for a month.
Really?
Well before I heard this song, I knew that they were doing the opening. Yeah, they're called Blue and Count. It's weird. Down with some weird shit. What can I say? If you want to listen to my Spotify playlist, I think it's called Super Dope J-Pop. You can go follow that on Spotify. There's a lot of good shit on there. I kid you not. I know we got a lot of Spotify listeners too. A lot of our hardcores are Spotify guys, even though the majority of our stuff comes by way of Apple. But some of our most hardcore guys listen to us on Spotify. So yeah, Spotify listener, you want to listen to some fucking crazy J-pop shit that I got in my ears all goddamn day? Go follow the Super Dope J-pop list. So yeah, tell me, do you have a better understanding tell me what the show is about now based on what you saw in this recap episode with this journalist dude today?
It's about a bunch of superheroes going to school, and then there's one kid who's going to be the best superhero. He's going to be the number one because he gets passed on that shit by All Might. Now I get it. Now I'm all right. And it looks like there's some crazy shit going on. Some dude with cameras.
Yeah, his quirk busting lenses out his forearms and all over his body, and then printing stuff out his chest plate.
Yeah.
A little weird.
Sweet.
Interesting quirk for sure. I don't know.
Quirks. They all got quirks.
That's what they're called, yeah. Can't call them superpowers or whatever. You can call them quirks.
Why?
I don't know. I know that both Marvel and DC have made attempts to trademark, or, is it trademark or copyright? I think it would be trademark the term superhero.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe that would be the same instance with superpowers, but I feel like that would be stupid and impossible phrase to try to trademark or copyright. Either way, they're quirks. 80% of the population has them. including our boy Deku, who is going to be the next symbol of peace, the
Yes.
next All Might, per se. So now that you have an idea of what it's about, are you inclined to watch it again next week?
Yeah.
Are you inclined to go home and watch 63 episodes?
No.
What?
I don't know, dude.
All right,
63
listen,
episodes.
I'm gonna sell you real quick. You
It
already
looks
know
badass now that you get to see all the fights and shit. Definitely looks way more badass than I
it's
thought it was when I watched it before.
Yeah, so this episode's really helpful in that, breaking in a new person, Jimmy in this case, or whoever might just be stumbling on it for the first time. They give you such a solid character introduction to, all the main players, your Deku, All Might, the person that you're learning all this from, the conduit to the story in this, what the fuck's his name, Tane Tokuda. They do such a good job in giving them enough time to all right, these are the big pieces here, and this is this journalist dude, and this is the setup to the story. And then it's like, all right, you need to get familiar with everybody really quick. And they do it perfectly in terms of the students by just going through the seating chart 1 through 20, listing every single person to every single quirk, maybe a sentence or two about a backstory. They talk a little bit more about Bakugo. They talk a little bit more about Shoto Todoroki. Mentioned in Endeavor is his number 2 dad, and the reporter trying to reason out who's this next inheritor of All Might's power or whatever. So they do a really good job giving you a complete rundown of pretty much everybody. They reference the villains. They don't really touch on them at all outside of some passing mentions of the League of Villains or whatever. You do see a little bit of All For One. He's the dude that put All Might in the condition that he's in that Skeletor shit punctured his lung and whatever in a fight 5 or 6 years ago. He's also the dude that you see him have a huge fight with in the first 10 episodes of season 3. They get to this huge Darth Vader Obi-Wan level fight right in the beginning of the season, and nobody saw it coming, and when it happened we were all just like, whoa. What the fuck. They just got right to it.
Yeah.
Pulling all the punches. So they do a great job peppering in not so much the details on some of the fights, but the visuals of it. You see these fights going on in the background, and it's holy Jesus. As goofy as some of these characters have been through this beginning part of their introductions, it's crazy to see all these passing little scenes going on in the background while the narration goes over, and they're just kicking the shit out of people and defending themselves from villains or defending other people from villains. I think maybe you need to take my Funimation information, go home, and usually if you can get through, say, the first 5 or 6 episodes, some people it takes even less. Some people it's literally 2 episodes and they're in. But it took me about 5 or 6 episodes, really, until they start to get into the school at UA. It took until then where I was like, all right, I'm in. And as I said that, I was kind of, sold on it. And then a few episodes later, it takes another turn, and I'm like, oh, shit. This just got way cooler. And then, you flash forward 15, 20 episodes later, and it's a whole different level of badass shit. It just escalates so quickly. They build out the world in this anime, this manga, so beautifully, so quickly. But Deku being your conduit to learn that world in the beginning, in the first few, episodes, seasons, whatever, he's such the perfect, way to learn the world, your entrance point into that world. And then all of a sudden, all this story just starts to swell around him, and all this crazy, badass shit starts happening around him. It gets very intense very quickly. So I think maybe you're going to have to go home and watch Boku no Hero Academia. You can watch it in the dubs, because the dubs are really good. I don't credit Funimation on Dragon Ball. They kind of chop some shit on Dragon Ball sometimes. There are some great, mid Dragon Ball Funimation run for Super. Pretty solid. Some of this Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power shit, they just rounded it out. I think it was episode 131. Was it this past weekend just premiered on Funimation? Maybe it was the weekend before, actually. Some of that last minute stuff for the Tournament of Power dubs little whack, I'm told.
Really?
I haven't watched it myself. I just saw Anime Twitter react to it not very positively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. But I watched it in Japanese already, and we did a podcast about it. So it's not like at the top of my priority list.
Yeah, right.
So with this My Hero Academia season, they do a good job teasing a little bit. They show you a little bit of the big three, the top students at UA, and Mirio and his two other classmates whose names I'm going to fucking have a tough time remembering for a while. And then at the end of it, post-credits, you see Overhaul. In the preview, Overhaul and Shigaraki are meeting up in the next episode in some kind of seedy-looking factory.
Yeah.
You got to assume him and the League of Villains are joining up, or he's joining up with them, or whatever the case is.
Or even worse.
What's worse?
That's what it said.
Oh.
It was like he's either joining up with him or worse.
Or worse, he's going to Michael Vick some dogs. Like, what's worse? Yeah, or worse, he's
I
going to...
remember thinking that when they said
burn
it too.
down
I
some
was
churches
like, what
and
could be
religious
worse?
institutions.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Or worse, he's going to kill me. Which, by the way, I thought was interesting. Again, not knowing the status of this reporter and his original, relevance to the story in the manga. In the manga. So LBJ, that's what I'm calling him today. LBJ told me that, for those of you not in the know, he's probably not even in the know. LBJ is Lil Baby Jiren, Dan. LBJ, it's just so funny that I can't. I don't know what the fuck made me think about calling him LBJ the other day, but I've been calling him LBJ in my head for like a week.
Lil Baby Jiren.
LBJ blew me off. We were supposed to get together the other day and fucking do a podcast on My Hero Academia Season 4. Talked to him Sunday morning. Haven't heard from him since.
Oh, jeez.
I think he's dead. Hope not. It's our top supporter on Patreon. If you want to get on our Patreon, it's patreon.com/DragonBallSuperDope. You can hear even more elongated, stupid versions of the things that we say and do here. I'm just a little bit, I'm a little less liberal, a little more liberal. I don't know. Anyway, I do hope LBJ is all right because he is our top supporter on Patreon. If you want to be a supporter in case LBJ is dead and take his place as a board member, or I mean, I think board member is the official title, but like in my brain, executive producer. Go check it out. Patreon.com/DragonBallSuperDope. R.I.P. LBJ. Moving on. You like My Hero Academia now, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's badass.
I fucking thought you did. See you next weekend, nerd.
Nerd. When I walked up, I was like Crystal pulled up outside, and
all right.
she was like,
so Jimmy pulls
"What
up.
are you doing?"
Jimmy
I was
walks
just
up to
standing
my
there
house
all
today.
creepily outside, smoking a cigarette, and I was like, "Oh God!" And I was like, "It's her." And then she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just catching some Pokemon before I go inside."
Yeah. So
She's like, "That's nerdy, but I'm not surprised."
that's exactly what she told me
She
too.
was like, "It's nerdy, but not surprising."
So she walks upstairs and opens the door, and I thought it was you. I was like, "Yo, what's up? Did you catch it?" She's like, "It's me." I was like, "Oh, my bad. Jimmy's catching Pokemon downstairs." She's like, "Yeah, I saw." So you guys play Pokemon together? You guys are Pokemon podcasting about Pokemon? Is it a Pokemon podcast? Oh my God, there has to be a Pokemon podcast, right? And it's got to be called Pokemon Podcast.
Pokemon podcasts.
It's so much fun to say.
That's probably a thing already for sure.
Anyway, you ready to talk about Super Dragon Ball Heroes?
Yeah.
Super Dragon Ball Hero. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do. That's how you end it on a cymbal crash or whatever. All right, not gonna lie. I'm not really sure how episode 15 ended. I assume it ended with everybody getting their ass kicked.
Yeah, it did.
Because at the beginning of episode 16, Goku and the boys, Piccolo, 17,
When
Vegeta.
did the last episode come out?
Probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Hasn't been terribly long. I could be wrong on that. I don't really know. Who cares? It's a bit ago.
Who could keep track of that?
We need a week-to-week anime to come back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a fucking thing making the rounds this week about January 15th being the return date. and it's some fucking. It's not pissed. It's actually well done fan art. I guess fan art. It's whatever you want to call it, but it's of the Moro arc, and characters in the Moro arc, and it's like Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball January 15th, like, but it says like something in Spanish on it, and I'm like, this is clearly fan art. Do you guys not see the text in Spanish across the middle of it? What is the matter with you guys? It says like Chapatire 47 or some shit. I'm like, maybe it's not Spanish because Spanish would be Capitula, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a Spanish speaker. Sorry, listeners. But either way, it's so clearly fucking fan art. And people are really tweeting it around like, it's coming back. So this is apparently the curse of my life from now until this series comes back is once every 3 to 6 months, some clown shoes on the internet is going to be like, it's coming back.
Shoes.
It's coming back. Wasn't July, so maybe it was October. It wasn't October, so it must be January. I don't think anybody called for an October comeback. I might have thought maybe back then when it was seemingly back in production and all this stuff, and it probably is, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter to me at this point. But I don't think anybody of note called an October comeback. I'm not anybody of note. Now this random person is passing around this fake stuff, trying to pass off a January comeback, and when that doesn't come to fruition, we're going to have to hear about how it's March 2020 again. And then if we get to the fucking beginning of February and haven't heard anything, we're going to hear it's about fucking July of 2020. Like, this is going to be the cycle now once every 3 to 4 months. And all I'll tell you, boys and girls, is be wary of where this news is coming from. Look for news from the official sources. If people are telling you they got the inside scoop, typically, I don't know, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically. Yeah, that's my little rant on that. So, in the meantime, all we've got is Super Dragon Ball Heroes. We pick up today. Goku and the boys have just most recently gotten their ass whipped.
Yeah.
And Hearts is powering up with his big, for a dude named Hearts, you'd think like his big cube thing that he transforms in or whatever would be like some kind of cube heart thing. But like it's just a big box. And
listen, we don't need fucking heart-shaped boxes.
Ooh, I was almost there, but then you rounded it out. Good job. But while he's in his non-heart-shaped box, Zamasu steps to the table and says, "Hey, listen, Trunks, you have a great point. Yes, I'm working with immortal like Hearts, but it's to eradicate all the rest of you motherfuckers. And then he's gonna beat Xeno, and then nobody can stop me, and I'll kill everybody." And then he proceeds to kick the shit out of everybody real quick. Just like a blast here, kick to the head there. He takes his little hand blade and puts it straight up into Piccolo's neck and almost murders him.
Yeah.
Blasts him off into the distance. Like, it's a cool, quick thing. And, the back and forth happens. And just as you think Goku's about to get his ass handed to him and his arms ripped off while Zamasu's got his foot implanted in his shoulder blades. I so want to do that to somebody someday. Somebody ought to be to tell me why. Shoulder blades.
Yeah, and just rip their arms off.
And beat them with them, yeah. Straight up. I want to beat somebody with their recently ripped out arms. Not like a weird way, but just like in a bucket,
weird way.
In a bucket list kind of way.
Yeah.
Just to be able to say I was strong enough to do that at one point in my life.
Like I'd take a plane to like Asia to do it.
Yeah, you pay a lot of money to hunt somebody in the woods. Just to be able to say I was strong as a Wookiee, That's really my goal. I just want to say I was once as fit as a Wookiee. So Zamasu doesn't rip off Goku's arms because thankfully Goku's got some really good boyfriends out there in the other universes.
Fucking bickety bam, who pops out but fucking Jiren.
His most recent boyfriend.
Yeah.
Universe 11.
Fucking Jiren.
Of the Pride Troopers. Jiren the Gray. Kicks
like,
Zamasu in the face.
What?
Wham bam.
Thank you, man.
See you later, man. And they have a little exchange, like a back and forth, and Jiren looks like he's about to get fucking hurt too, and mixed in with all the rest of this you're fighting an immortal god bullshit. And just as he's about to power up this big blast to go take care of everybody again, that familiar backdrop happens and the background of the screen gets all segmented up and it turns blue, and I'm like, oh my God. It's like hearing footsteps on your roof on Christmas Eve. There are subtle indicators that the man has arrived. In the case of Christmas Eve on my roof, it's very evidently Santa Claus, because who the fuck else will be up on my roof on Christmas Eve? Santa Claus is real. Don't try to tell me otherwise. In the case of when a background suddenly gets segmented and turns dark navy, neutral kind of shades and tones of bluish, that's when I say to myself, oh, and there's some purple in there too. That's when I say to myself, oh, shit. Hit's here. And he time cages that dude, comes in, gives him a nice look with his hand in his pockets, takes that one fist out of his pocket like the true badass he is, and clocks Zamasu. So incredibly badass.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to have like those interruptions, you know, like those are moments that Dragon Ball has always done well over the years. Like whenever somebody shows up to save Goku's ass out of the fire in that dramatic fashion, like last second entrance kind of way, those are the moments that make you jump up and go, yo! Like that's the reason you watch Dragon Ball sometimes. Yeah. But sort of have it twice with these two characters where, to this point, you know, all indicated. I think Super Dragon Ball Heroes has got the better idea, or is like more in tune with my idea of expanding that group of fighters. Like
yeah.
I appreciate that they brought back my favorite characters very evidently: Vegeta, Goku, Future Trunks. Always have been, always will be.
Right.
So that's like the crux of this series. Now they found out a way to bring in 17 and Piccolo. They've brought in Jiren and Hit. Like, if they were to bring back a weekly series, that's the kind of thing that I think that they'd like to move back towards, is more of a group effort as opposed to the Goku and Vegeta show.
Yeah.
And you can only accomplish that by either, one, depowering those guys, or the more likely case, two, you know, as we've seen through the Tournament of Power, powering up everybody else around them, bringing in new power for people like Broly, like Jiren, like Hit. So to see Jiren and Hit,
kind of like superpower everybody up for the Tournament of Power.
I mean,
everybody was like boss, dude. Even
Krillin
fucking Master Roshi was out there.
Krillin was just a pep talk away from being on par with a Super Saiyan Blue, man. A pep talk and a trip in the evil fucking cursed forest or whatever.
Yeah, right.
To go get the magic weeds. Master Roshi, on the other hand, the anime, yeah. I mean, him stepping up into the anime, which is, it's funny because I recently watched the early parts of the Cell games in the last few weeks, and his response when, you know, they're talking about this whole tournament, Cell proposes the outline for this tournament, and he's like, good luck, boys. I'm old as fuck. See you later. Tournament of Power comes around, what, like 10 to 15 years later, probably closer to 15 years later. And he's like, all right, I'm in. I've been doing some secret trading on the side. And in the anime, he holds his own, does his thing. Like, he uses his quirky little, you know, moves or whatever, his magic-based moves, which has its place. And I like the fact that they bring that in because it's reminiscent of older Dragon Ball. But in the manga, dude, he literally goes toe-to-toe with Jiren.
Really?
Yeah. And is like the not the catalyst. Catalyst is the wrong word, but like inspiration, maybe. I don't know. Maybe catalyst is the right word, but like Goku sees him go against Jiren and he's like, wow, Master Roshi's really holding his own against this dude that nobody's been able to touch. What's up with that? And like this monologue happens and where he's like, you know, moving without thinking, and that's the basis of Ultra Instinct. And he's like, oh, I get it. Like, Roshi, I'm glad you had a great moment in the manga. Like, it's cool, but like, I don't know, that's some fanfic shit, man. Like, dude was living in the fucking bottom of a submarine, you know, in this dystopian future where the androids fucking killed everybody. He wasn't coming out from underneath the ocean. Him and his fat fucking pig, which you know he was eventually gonna eat. But he's stepping toe to toe with Jiren the Grey. All right, yep, oh, okay. Anyway, that's a long way to say. Zamasu, that immortal bitch. Zamasu is just about to fuck up the gang all over again now that Hit and Jiren have joined them. And that's when the why do I keep saying sphere? The cube in the sky.
With the sphere inside it.
With the sphere inside it. There it is. That's why I'm sphering. The sphere that's exploding, not the cube in the sky. And that power goes off. He comes out, he emerges, he's like I don't know. I guess Super Saiyan Hearts, he's all golden. He's got a golden chain. He's got his booster gold like visor thing going. He's got his Super Saiyan ish hair, and he still has all those things throughout his. I don't know what those are. I don't know if they're scars or markings on his body, but I don't know. What happens? He comes out that bitch. He says, "What's up, Zamasu?"
Got horns on his back and
Oh my god, yeah! I missed the
around
best
him.
part. He's got the Omega Shenron spikes on the back.
Yeah, and the fucking circles floating
Yeah,
around it.
the balls all floating around. Like, I'm kind of excited to see what this dude's gonna do. I mean, visually speaking, the way this guy fights, like all these weird cubes and balls flying all over the air.
Yeah,
Weird.
He just traps you in like carbonite or some shit.
Yeah, Joe. Also a valid Star Wars reference, but I put it as he trash compacted Zamasu out of existence today. He's like, "What's up? I heard the things that you were gonna say. I heard what you said about how you're gonna kill me, and how after I eliminated the gods, and I don't like that. Trash compacted. Trash compact yo ass." And that's the end of Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I guess we'll see what happens next week, when I'm sure that there will either be a Crazy Fusion or we'll see Ultra Instinct. I'll tell you what I did see on the internet today that I somehow haven't talked about to this point in regards to Super Dragon Ball Heroes. They have a new opening animation that is going to precede episode 17, so the one that after we watched today. It's going to have a new opening animation to it. And part of that is you see clips of Super Saiyan God Trunks, future Trunks with the red hair. And he don't look good. We got Super Saiyan God Goku on this screen right now. You see how beautiful that shit was?
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
What's worse, God or Blue?
Super Saiyan Blue is Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan God is Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, but what's stronger?
Blue.
You think?
Blue is stronger. Some people will try to argue and say that it's red. It's not, because red is like the form that you need for the ritual for and all that. But basically, Super Saiyan God is like the beginning of the new transformation or whatever. And then when they go blue, that's Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan version.
Yeah.
So that's why it's SSG SS, but they've shortened it to Super Saiyan Blue, mercifully, ever since. Yeah, let me show you this picture of fucking Trunks. Right?
Yeah.
Got like long, kind of wavy.
Anakin Skywalker looking.
Like, here's the thing. Really, nobody else's Super Saiyan God here, Goku or Vegeta's, they don't change appearance. Like, we've got these two Super Saiyan God statues on my shelf here.
Yeah.
They've both, I mean, Vegeta's hair doesn't change regardless when he goes into a Super Saiyan form. Same with the Super Saiyan God. Goku's hair always changes, except in the Super Saiyan God form. By that logic, Trunks' hair really shouldn't grow. It really shouldn't change all that much, if at all. But for whatever
He got
reason,
an emo cut.
yeah. He's got
It's
the
like,
double
oh,
emo bangs like down in his face, like a true anime character,
I'm
and it's
the
all
god of sadness.
like, what makes Trunks' hair grow? Is it that he's half human? Is that going to be the explanation? I wish that they'd give me a fucking nuanced explanation like that. I'm sure they fucking won't.
midichlorians.
No, not midichlorians. It's that he's half human. Humans' hair grows. Saiyan's hair doesn't from the time they're born.
Yeah, but
That would be my only reasoning in trying to determine that. But either way,
was it like age him when he turns to God mode? No.
would you say age him? What?
Age him.
Oh, not age him, but no, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand why his hair grows longer. But that's not even my biggest gripe with this fucking thing. My biggest gripe with this transformation is you fucking see his arms in the background, man. His arms, they are thick as fuck. His chest is thick as fuck. Super Saiyan God, the whole thing, when you first see it in the Battle of the Gods movie, it's like, and Toriyama's even been on record on saying this, it's like he got to the point where he's like, my guys got too big and bulky. I wanted to kind of like, not like reset it, but like put emphasis on different things. And a way that he did that in that character design was to thin the character out.
Yeah.
And Goku is so much evidently thinner when he comes out of that transformation in both the movie and the anime. Even early character design sheets for Super Saiyan God, before it was in the anime, for Super Saiyan Blue, before it was in the anime, even those character designs with Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta, before it was in the anime and just print, those character designs are thinner. And then they show up in the anime and they're bulky like regular Super Saiyan, tone or whatever. But Super Saiyan God with the red hair has historically always been this thin framed thing. Trunks now is just like, what's up? I'm buff cakes, my hair grows, I look really creepy, and I'm looking you in the eye. And it looks like he's squeezing a fucking titty in the air. You see his air titty he's squeezing?
Yeah.
If you want to see the air titty I'm talking about, go follow us on Instagram at Dragon Ball, go follow us on Instagram at DB Superdope. What else? There was also, last thing before we wrap this one up today, there was also another fusion tease for Super Dragon Ball Heroes. It is between Goku Black, okay? So the Goku body, Super Saiyan Rose hair, and I'll give you 3 guesses on the character that he fuses with, Jimmy.
That he fuses with?
Yeah.
Trunks, future Trunks.
Yeah, it's not Future Trunks. It's Super Saiyan. It's evil Goku.
Yeah. Oh.
Although this person that he fuses with isn't evil, so I mean, I've given you too many hints.
Is it? He's a Super Saiyan?
No.
I mean, it's another Saiyan?
No.
You have to. How can you fuse with someone else? What is it like?
I mean,
Jiren or
Patara
some
fusion, I
shit?
imagine. Although I don't think I see Patara earrings on this character thing I'm seeing. I don't know what it is, but anyway, your guesses suck. It's Hit and Goku
Hit?
Black.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and this is another Super Dragon Ball Heroes creation only. Obviously, I've yet to see it in action, and we haven't
The
seen it in an
evil
episode
Goku?
yet. But yeah,
He's gonna pop up and be like, "Oh, I want to save the universe. Let me join with Hit."
I don't think he's gonna. I think maybe he's gonna like overtake Hit's body or power or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe something more like along those lines. But look out for that ugly, seriously hideous character design.
Gambit and Goku.
Yeah, you get the long coat Gambit thing going on for sure, but like just there's really no face to it, like it's just there's the eyes. You can see the silhouette of a nose and some silver eyebrows. Like it's just so creepy looking. That's some spooky Halloween shit for October here. Some spooky shit. You got any good Halloween plans?
No,
You're not gonna bring your kids out trick or treating?
I don't know. On Saturday, I'm going to some party.
What day does Halloween fall on?
I don't know.
We should look. We have a calendar in front of us. We're adults, Jimmy. Oh, it's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah,
Thursday, the 31st.
it's Matt's birthday.
Is it?
Maddie, Warren,
Cool, man.
him and Jenna.
Oh, yeah, they're twins, huh?
Yeah,
Jenna still lives in Florida?
yeah, I think so. She was up here like last week or something.
I like Jenna. She good people.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do nothing. It's going to be dope. Super dope.
Super dope.
I don't have any kids to go out take trick-or-treating with. And I'm too old myself.
Yeah.
Or am I?
No, you have to have a kid with you.
Is that the rule now?
Yeah, but you can still get candy.
I mean, you got kids.
need
Let
a
me
kid.
borrow one of the kids.
Which one do you want?
I don't care. The one that's like amethyst.
Oh, yeah? You want that one?
No, I mean, she's kind of a lot, huh? I forgot their names.
I think it's
It doesn't
so
matter what their
funny.
names are. We don't have to talk
I think
about the
it's so
kids.
funny, though, when she's throwing shit at people.
Yeah, she is a really funny little kid, dude. She's fucking hilarious. Yeah. You and Sam, you know what? Let you and Sam take the kids out.
She's always
And
like,
then-
what's the rule while we're driving? You're not supposed to throw things at me. You were stopped at the light. Yeet. Anything from the back seat, dude. It's so funny.
Does she really yell yeet as she throws things?
Yes.
What's the rule while I'm driving? Oh, shit, man. That kid is funny. So you guys can take the kids out, go get the candy, and then I'll be waiting for you back at the house.
We still have 2 bags of candy from when my mom took them.
Oh, at the campground earlier this month?
Stuff now.
Yeah.
It's all the.
They're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
What's like the end of the candy bag look like for the kids?
They're both different. One has all chocolate. One has all gummies and like sweet tarts.
So they still got quality shit, but just quality shit that they personally don't like.
Yeah.
Oh man, did you bring that over?
They'll fight you.
Well, they didn't like it. Did they just like switch the ass ends of the bags. Like,
They should have,
That's what
for
we
sure.
smart.
Because that's what I was thinking when I go through one of their bags, I'm like, oh, there's all fucking chocolate, and I go through the other one, I was like, oh yeah, this is where all the other stuff is.
eh. Damn.
But they're like brutally
We got
like,
jobs.
watching them.
We can just go to the store
They
and
watch
buy our
those
own-
bags.
We
They're
just
like-
buy our own candy.
I don't even, dude. My mom has fucking mad candy left over still. It's just laying around everywhere.
All right, let's go break into your mom's house, I guess. That's the only logical conclusion from the end of this episode. If you need candy, go break into Jimmy's mom's house. Unless
Yeah.
you're not us, in which case, don't do that. But if you are us, then it's cool because we want that candy.
Yeah, and we know how to break in.
I mean, it's not really breaking in when you know how to get in. I mean, you
Yeah.
know the code.
Yeah,
I know the code.
I know the code.
You know the code?
We all know the code.
You used to not know the code.
Yeah, but I know the code.
All right, I don't know how you listen to all this, listener. Thank you for listening. If you did get to the end of this, God bless you. Make sure you rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. YouTube is a place where we are. We don't do much there, but you can listen to the podcast there instead if you prefer. If you don't prefer, that's cool too. You know what? Just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just
Quit listening to him.
I'm not here to tell you what to do, except when I tell you what to do, which isn't very often, except right now.
You can't tell me what to do.
Nobody can tell you what to do.
You're skipping a line, bro.
Still skipping the same line. All right,
It's crazy how much better I am acting.
Jimmy's way better actor than me.